be schooled big time by Adam Carolla. You know what? It's really interesting. And Adam has had a big career, obviously, in regular broadcast radio and a variety of other venues. Now, if you go to iTunes, who's the #1 podcast?
Oh my
Hello,
gosh.
sir.
No way.
And not only that,
way to go, Adam.
you can see him live and in person at the John Lovitz Comedy Club doing the podcast there. We'll explain all this in just a minute. Please explain how you're revolutionizing all of entertainment.
By the way, when I speak to my 70-something-year-old parents and explain to them, your son is #1 on iTunes, they go, what's iTunes? That's awesome. And then what's a podcast? And then what are you doing in my living room? And it's trouble. Yeah, well, what I do is a radio show that's on the computer, and it's free, and it's easy, and a lot of people are sort of intimidated by it, but if you can buy a song on iTunes, then you can download our show for free. Just hop on there, find me, click it, and it's there.
And what you were saying is absolutely true. We were talking a little about this before the cameras went on. Comics used to have all these different venues, and radio jobs, as an example, are over. There are no radio jobs.
Right. They're all, Ryan Seacrest has decreed that there will be no more.
King Ryan.
No, but the fact of the matter is, Ryan Seacrest is doing a morning show in 60 different cities, so 59 other guys
are not doing them.
Aren't doing them.
Plus, he's having sex with my old Dancing with the Partner star, Julianne Hough.
What about that?
Oh my
well, somebody asked me that, and I said, I didn't know she was a lesbian. No wonder there was not that chemistry. You know, we were cheek to cheek for 3 months. Nothing. And no woman has ever. 15 minutes in a broom closet with us, sweetie, and there'd be sparks.
Right.
How could there be nothing?
We'd also get a little dust picked up as well.
I'd give you a Swifter, and I'll tell you that right now. And I'm thinking, how could there be nothing? I'm so much man. And now I realize.
All right, so it's not you. It's not your fault. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. You can pontificate about that in explicit detail on your podcast.
I can say anything I want.
Right. And blessing or burden?
You know, look, it's weird because you do something on terrestrial radio, there's boundaries. You do something in the middle of the night on terrestrial radio, like I used to do with Dr. Drew. You do the Man Show on Comedy Central, or you do Dancing with the Stars. There's always some limits. You don't have to have an FCC to have limits. You can have angry groups of people that aren't the same color or religion as you trying to kill you. So there's always, you know, in a marriage, there's no FCC, but you still can't throw around certain words because there will be consequences. So it's the same sort of thing.
But the thing is, you tell me, because when you did the morning show here in LA, and then that show ended, were you just like, I'm done with it? Or you thought, hey, you know what, there's another way to go?
I mean, it's nice being your own boss. You know, there's this kind of thing where people go...
But then you have to pay yourself. That's what you're doing.
I know. I'm feeling extra generous this month. Yeah, but there's no money. I mean, the thing is people go, hey, you're a pioneer. You're the tip of the spear with the podcast world. And I go, well, think about all those guys who played in the NFL in the 50s. Pioneers with arthritic hips who had to have jobs selling RVs during the off season because they made $9,000 a year. So being a pioneer, it's a nice title. It's a nice mantle. It doesn't exactly pay the mortgage.
What does it take to do the show now? Instead of that crew of people, it's much leaner, I'm sensing?
Well, that's the whole model. The model is, I used to work down Wilshire Boulevard, right in the heart of, you know, the Miracle Mile, in a building that was 18 stories, and a guy perpetually running a floor buffer, and he plants the water and parking lots.
Are you in your PJs at home? Is that what
I go to a warehouse, and I go to we built a studio in my warehouse, and we do it there, and it looks professional. You couldn't tell, and there's almost no overhead. And as far as price goes, it's a nominal commitment for equipment, but we pay $10,000 a month in bandwidth. Because with popularity comes bandwidth, and the more bandwidth you use up, the more it costs you.
Right.
Adam will be conducting a seminar.
And he should, I swear.
But you know what?
Sam is building an antenna in his backyard as we speak.
You can go see Adam do the podcast live, and this is happening, frankly, not just with you. Kevin Smith has been here to talk about it as well. John Lovitz Comedy Club, Universal City Walk. And so you think it's fun for folks just to come and sit in on the show?
You can see how the sausage is made.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We use that metaphor here.
Yeah.
It can be ugly.
The title of the show, In 50 Years, We Will All Be Chicks.
Oh, yeah, that's coming to the Wiltern Theater.
See, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Wiltern, super clever name, by the way. Do you know the history?
Wilshire and Western.
Wilshire and Western.
Oh,
what shall we call it? Let's call it the Wiltern. All right, let's go to lunch.
Adam's podcast available for download on iTunes or through AOL Video. Visit AdamCarolla.com and the live podcast, as we mentioned, 8 o'clock tonight at the John Lovitz Comedy Club. Here is Mr. Henry for the weather. Now, we're going to do this water cooler buzz, which you're invited to stay if you want. You might enjoy it. Hang on. Here's Henry.
Let's talk a little weather. Why not?